Happened this week. Also, speaking of cyber hacks, there are now calls for Catherine Archuleta. She's the head of the agency that was hacked. They wanted her to resign. Congressman Scalise was on with us earlier in Varney and Company at the top of the hour, and he is one of those leading the charge to get Archuleta out. Roll tape.
Director Archuleta said that they shouldn't even, what's the point of encrypting data because it could still be stolen? Well, that's one of the basic things you do, especially with things like Social Security numbers, is you encrypt the data, but you put up firewalls. There are a whole lot of good protocols you can put in place that they didn't do, and they were warned to do back to 2007. That's gross incompetence, and it's led to this breach of millions of Americans.
Conversocial founder and CEO Josh March joins us now. Your thoughts on what the congressman said? Some of that just seemed like basic common sense. I mean, you don't have to be a professional hacker to know if someone says this, your information that you're holding on the American public is vulnerable, why aren't they protecting it?
Yeah, security has been a massive issue in the government for a long time, and I don't think it's been invested in properly enough or long enough. There have been massive issues, and the government and private companies haven't been taking it seriously enough.
Can I just ask you a question? We've got Senator Ben Sasse. He's saying this is effectively giving China a big spy recruiting database because it's not government workers or contractors affected. It's friends, family, even college roommates who were listed on those security clearances who could be subject to threats and intimidation or even blackmail. That's what's scary to him.
Yeah, it's a massive amount of data. But I think what's more scary is that, could this happen again? This was 20 million people. It could affect a lot more people. We're seeing companies getting targeted. I think everyone needs to up their game significantly.
Well, you think of the millions of this J.P. Morgan, Target, some of these large companies now, those are private businesses. In this case, it's the U.S. government. What I've seen and what I feel is that we've got both of these sort of large entities, trillion-dollar entities, if you will, the U.S. government, the corporate world, and they keep pointing at each other. No, you pay for it. No, you pay for it. I mean, ultimately, don't they both have to pay?
Everyone needs to pay for it, right? I mean, we're a private company, but we work with a lot of big companies like Google, Hyatt, Sprint to do customer service through social media, and we invest very heavily in security, right? And I think every company has a responsibility. If you're looking after the data of anyone, you have to be doing
these guys are the steward of data. I mean, to Emag's point, they've given away some. They've really essentially given it away.
Yeah, we don't even know how long they've been in there and what the Chinese have taken over a year. Is it enough? I mean, firing the head of the OPM, that's a consequence, not a solution. Already, OPM is downplaying this like a Target or Home Depot hack.
Although every other week the number goes up. And to her point, then, they're in there for this long. I find it interesting. We had a whole series of events that have happened this week, and the knee-jerk response from the officials in charge, nothing to see here, folks. Keep moving on. So United Airlines being grounded, Wall Street Journal being dark, New York Stock Exchange. The knee-jerk response to us, nothing happened, but yet the Chinese could be in our government systems for a year, camping out, hanging out, collecting data. There's no way to necessarily know if those things weren't cyber attacks.
It's really hard to know. It's the nature of cyber attacks make them really, really impossible to track down. But regardless of who you put the blame on or whatever it is, everyone needs to change what they're doing. The fact is, a lot of these.
Before let's go though, Josh, because you deal with these large companies, you think it's inevitable they are going to pay up.
I think every company has to pay up and has to take security really seriously.
But what about the government? I mean, the government doesn't take it seriously.
But, well, they're the most important, right? I think it's crazy that no one in this department has been fired. Not one person. They've been messing up and had weaknesses.
Although be careful what you ask for. They may fire her and give her a better job or a bigger job. Josh, thanks a lot. Have a great weekend, buddy.